My name's Jason, and welcome back to I Have a Story. Today for Politics Tuesday, I want to talk about Kamala Harris, and while she's running for president, there's a lot that scares me with this. Now, one, I want to talk about, I tried Googling this, and I can't. Google wants to, again, just tell me how great Kamala is and not actually give me the relevant information that I'm looking for, once again. So I'm asking for people out there, can you find this, or do you remember it? I remember it. Do you remember when Kamala went to India, spent millions of our taxpayers' dollars to promote women's rights in India? Now, that was back when we thought she was a black woman. And this is something that I'm really scared about. Why do we have all these Indians come to our country pretending and falsely claiming to be black, just like Barack Obama, Kamala Harris? Why are they claiming to be black when they're actually Indian? We also know the Indian cultures that are out there want to take down America. Is this like one of those things, look at China over here, look at Russia over here, and don't look at India in the middle because we're the ones coming for you? Or is it a combined effort from all of them? I don't know. But that's how I'm starting to feel and what I'm seeing going on with what's in our politics today. It's one of those things you just don't take chances on. Our country is the most important thing to us. You could lose your house. You could lose your neighborhood. You could even lose your city or your state, but you still have a country to fall back to in the rest of the world, right? Not when you don't have a country anymore. Looking at some of the things that I was listening to even again this morning about how we can't take care of the American people. We're evicting Americans left and right. But yet they're going to give $150,000 to immigrants to be able to afford housing themselves. We're throwing our own people out on the street while we're bringing in foreigners and paying them and giving them our money to house while we're getting thrown out on the street. Is that not at all? I mean, is that not a problem to you? $150,000 per immigrant for housing when our own people are being thrown out on the street. Really, can anybody not understand that this is a complete infiltration of America? Does anybody in the world do that to any other group? Anything. I don't care what it is. I've talked about the Black Lives Matter. Are they going to bring in a white person and put them in charge of Black Lives Matter and think that a white person is going to be what's best suited for black lives? I see that as no. Obviously not. So how are we going to put foreigners in on control of our country? And we see exactly what happens when we do. And this is something I've been saying for years. We all have different mentalities, different mindsets from the countries and the raising that we came from. And what has happened, I said this a long time ago, this is what's going to happen when we put foreigners in charge. They're going to turn our country into theirs because they still have the same mindset, whether they want to admit it, say it or not. They still think the same. And they still commit the same actions, just under false ideologies of today. So, is this actually the Indian takeover of America? Why do you come out claiming to be black when Kamala, watch Judge Joe Brown in the videos he is now coming out with, saying, I know her daddy. They ain't black. There's no black in her family anywhere. Her family was actually slave owners. But yet she's the one here promoting anti-slavery and promoting equal rights, and she's not even honest with us about who she even is. If you knew she was Indian when she went over and pissed away millions of dollars in India to promote women's rights, which she did such a great job again because women still have no rights over in those countries. Women still get beaten in public in those countries. So yet again, another absolute failure on her part on something that really should be easy. I mean, we got to stop being weak. We got to stop being all this Care Bear of the world. We are not the Care Bears. We're the protectors. Protectors are not Care Bears. So, as a guardian, you go in and you knock out the people who are trying to do bad and hurt and harm other people. That's how real actions are, and that's how you accomplish things. You don't just go in there and go, please don't do it again. And where'd that millions and millions of dollars she took over there, where did it all go? Where did it all go? And we're broke right now. People are starving. People are being thrown out of their houses, being put out on the street. Where did all those millions of dollars go that could have helped our people? This government we have in control now has pissed away all our money and given it away to every other country in the world and every other person in the world and took it away from you. Now let me ask you, put this in this perspective. Would you get your paycheck on Friday and go pass it out to your neighbors and throughout your neighborhood? That would be even better than people who just came over here undeserving and didn't put into the system, didn't contribute, wasn't a part of any of it, and just get all the handouts that you get taken away from you. So do you think, I mean, is this really one of those, look over here at China, look over here at Russia, but don't look over here at India? Again, Obama claimed to be black, but he's not. Kamala claimed to be black, but she's not. They're actually Muslims and Indians. Why are they lying about it? So I want to know, I mean, I tried Googling it. Did anybody else out there, do you remember, or does Google tell you about Kamala spending millions of dollars over in India to promote women's rights in a place where women get beaten in public by men? And as a man, if you don't beat your woman in public, you are looked down upon as a man. These are the people who are taking over our country, right? I don't want to see my country fall. We need our country. And the only way it stops from happening is if we all unite as Americans again and stand strong together. So no, can you find it out there? Or do you even remember Kamala Harris going over to India, spending millions of dollars claiming that she was black, trying to do for the Indians, when she's now, we find out, hindsight 2020, oh wait, she's actually Indian and went over there with millions of dollars, made no accomplishments, and where did that money go? Where? I'd like to know. What did she do with the millions of dollars that she took over to India, to her homeland, when we thought she was actually from Africa? Would people have been upset about it, knowing that she was an Indian, going over there, pissing away millions of dollars to Indians? And again, claiming that she's doing it for women's rights and made no progress again? This can't be our president coming up. We cannot have her as our president coming up. If we even make it to November, if she becomes the president, I don't see us making it to the following one. I don't know that we're going to make it till this November, the way everything's looking, as scary as the world is. But again, the only way we can fight it, people, is if we all stand together as a nation. We all stand strong, side by side, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, and we take care of one another. That's what you do as a society. That's what made America strong to begin with, and now we've been torn apart, and we've been made weak, and we've been made scared, and we've made twisted against each other, and we need to stop all this. We need to unite again and become a strong country. It's the only way we're going to survive.